Hi, boys and girls. So today we are going to start a fraction review unit where we are going to review adding fractions with like denominators, and then we will move into subtracting fractions with like denominators. So it's really important to remember that in a fraction, the denominator is the bottom number. So I'm going to read a word problem that I made up for all of you, and then I'm going to review how we can use pictures and equivalent fractions to help us add fractions with like denominators. So equivalent is another important word we have to know in addition to denominator. We learned in class that equivalent means equal. So these are fractions that represent the same part of a whole. So here's our word problem. Brooke ate half of a sandwich. Mason ate 1/6 of the same sandwich. How much did they eat all together? So this one's a little bit tricky because the two fractions in our problem, 1/2 and 1/6, do not have the same denominator. So we would not be able to do 1/6 plus 1/2 and then just write the answer by adding the numerator, which is the number on top in a fraction. What we need to do is find a common denominator, and I'm going to review with you how we can use a picture to help with this. So because we're solving a word problem about a sandwich, I'm going to go ahead and draw a sandwich. And I hope you all remember from class that drawing is not my strong suit, but I'm going to do the best that I can. So I just drew a rectangle to represent our sandwich. So let's look at 1/6, because I know that if I divide my sandwich into thirds, I can divide each third in half to get sixths. And I'm going to use a blue marker to shade 1/6. So now I'm going to look at the 1/2 that Brooke ate. So we know that half of this whole rectangle would be 3/6. So I'm going to go ahead and shade 3/6, because if I look at this rectangle, half of it would be 3 small sixths. So I could also write at the bottom, just so I can keep this in my head, that 1/2, when we're looking at sixths, is equal or equivalent to 3/6. So now that I know that 1/2 is 3/6, I've created an equivalent fraction for 1/2. So now I can add how much of the sandwich Brooke and Mason ate all together. I can add 1/6 plus 3/6 equals 4/6 of the sandwich. Because I know that 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6. So if I read the word problem again, I can even substitute 3/6 for 1/2, so it makes a little bit more sense. I could say Brooke ate 3/6 of a sandwich. Mason ate 1/6 of the same sandwich. How much did they eat all together? So I know 1/6 plus 3/6 is 4/6 of the sandwich. So when you guys are solving problems this week where you have to add fractions, always remember that you can't just add the numerator, the top numbers, unless the denominator is the same. And you have to remember the equivalent fraction work that we did in the classroom to help you when you're doing this work. Just remember that you could always use a picture to help you visualize an equivalent fraction for a half, or other fractions that we've worked with in class. So if you need any help with this, just remember to tell your parents to send me an email, or you can comment in the questions about the lesson tab in our Google Classroom, and I will try to get back to you right away. I will make more videos if I think that you guys need them as I look at the work that you're completing this week. So good luck, and I'm here if you need me.